The nation's top auto safety regulator today announced that Fiat Chrysler will be punished for violating safety laws in nearly 24 recalls. He made the announcement about a public hearing about whether the company is doing enough to keep customers safe.
Senior investigative reporter Bob Siegel explains why the government is so concerned and how Chrysler now is defending itself.
Why that happened to me? Why?
Ana Pena has a very painful story to tell. She and her family were driving near Valparaiso when a pickup truck hit them from behind. Their Jeep Cherokee immediately burst into flames. Ana was in the driver's seat. She suffered severe burns on 40% of her body. She lost part of her nose, her ears, the tips of all of her fingers.
It's so painful. Every day I feel on fire.
Ana considers herself lucky. All over the country, people have died in fiery crashes involving vehicles like Ana's. Fiat Chrysler agreed to recall more than 2 million vehicles to address concerns that rear-mounted gas tanks are susceptible to puncture and catching fire. But the recall has been under fire ever since. 13 Investigates has learned hundreds of thousands of Jeep owners never received a recall notification, and Fiat Chrysler has actually fixed very few of the vehicles. Federal regulators say it's part of a troubling track record, and they are now blasting the automaker.
The purpose of today's hearing is to address NHTSA's concern about the significant safety hazards posed to consumers in connection with Fiat Chrysler's administration and execution of its recalls.
Today, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration made its case at a public hearing in Washington, explaining how the automaker has dropped the ball on 23 current recalls, putting customers at risk.
These defects have caused deaths and serious injuries.
The agency's investigators testified Fiat Chrysler failed to do its job. They say the automaker did not tell vehicle owners about recalls fast enough, and then many of those car owners had long wait times to get their promised repairs.
NHTSA received hundreds of complaints from owners reporting frustrations with obtaining service appointments and having their vehicles remedied. Owners complained that they were told it would be many months before their dealer would have parts to repair their vehicles.
No owner of a car or truck with a safety defect should have to wait for years to get the remedy repair completed. No owner should have to make repeated calls to see if repair parts are available so their car can be made safe.
Fiat Chrysler has repeatedly failed to provide correct information to the agency on basic issues. In my considered judgment, such errors reflect carelessness or lack of attention to detail on the part of Fiat Chrysler's employees responsible for administering recalls that could have much more consequential results for vehicle and driver safety.
NHTSA also says some of the company's recall repairs didn't even work. It's the first time NHTSA has called a hearing to publicly accuse an automaker of blatantly failing to follow the rules. And the criticism does not come as a shock to Fiat Chrysler.
Frankly, recall execution is where we have fallen short.
The automaker's new head of safety did not defend the company's track record. Instead, he promised regulators Fiat Chrysler is committed to doing better and to correcting its mistakes.
We acknowledge and understand those concerns. We have made and continue to make changes to improve the company's performance.
At stake, the safety of 11 million Fiat Chrysler vehicles currently under recall, and those 11 million drivers behind the wheel. Fiat Chrysler says it's taking immediate steps to improve its recall performance, and it's set up an executive team to review progress on all its recalls. The timing, no coincidence. One thing is now clear. Government regulators are watching more closely than ever to make sure Fiat Chrysler follows through on its promises to actually fix safety problems on its vehicles. Back to you.